There we go. Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari, Rama, Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Okay, we got sound now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hari Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Rama, Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hari Hari. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hari Hari. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama. Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada, Jesus Srila Prabhupada, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasari Gora Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gora Bhakta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Oh, Nityananda Shri Krishna Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda 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 Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Shri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Nityananda Gauranga Shri Krishna Chaitanya 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Should be able to figure out how to go to real stream, man. What's the problem? Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Oh God, Krishna, Gauranga. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Gauranga, Nityananda, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Rama. Hare Krishna, Gauranga. Oh, Lord Chaitanya, Jai Sri Radha and Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Thanks for using.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to put this on. I want to do something here. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do so. Okay. I'm gonna talk a little bit about this mantra because it's. Let's see. How do I do that up here? Yeah. Yeah. I just want to talk a little bit about this mantra for new people, actually, because people are starting to ask and come. I meet people now here, talking to them, and it would be very bewildering to just come and I'll put everybody here. Actually, it would be and somebody can cut this out. Like actually take this part and make it a video exclusively. And so maybe Karuna could do that or somebody. And or Tom, if you can figure it out, and maybe the YouTube copy might be better. I don't know. I have this both. We're broadcasting on both. Yeah. So anyway, just this mantra is. I mean, imagine a new person coming there and seeing devotees chanting this name, and they're crying and laughing and all these seemingly bizarre symptoms that you don't see in the world. The only close resemblance to this you would see maybe is um, like the Christians. If you see some spirit-filled Christians and they're worshiping according to the Spirit and they're just looking extraordinary in their worship, this is the closest thing. So people need to kind of understand that this is not a bad thing. It's not a weird thing, actually. It's a natural thing. And it's actually in all of us, this kind of joyful and ecstatic rapture. These words represent states of consciousness that are very rarely experienced in this world. Only usually by saints. When they're praying, you hear, oh, they go into rapture and stuff like that. Well, since there was an actual amazing incarnation of the Lord who came here 550 years ago. His name was Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and he was like this, considered a singing avatar, singing savior. And many people consider him an incarnation of God. And because he was just so powerful, he gave a method by example of how the world could be delivered from lower consciousness to a a higher level of awareness. Put it in some terms like that. And in this higher level of awareness, everything becomes more acute. Your intelligence becomes more acute. You become more conscious of the essence of life. You're able to read and discern, or you could say interpret, but rightly, the scriptures, and whether it's the Bible or the um, Vedas, without a religious motivated purport. Like oh wow, this book is powerful. I can use this to gain material opulence or something like that. You actually see things in the scriptures because now you have a deeper level of awareness. See, and so and it's you realize what is really real eternally and what is really real temporarily. You see, that's what most people are after in this world, temporary things. Okay, so this mantra raises your consciousness above all of that. Okay, into this very, just like when you see the scientific spiritual purport of the Bible and the Vedas without this religious material motivated thing. That's why a lot of people give up. God has a bad rap because people use God to materially profit. So God, or they say, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. I mean, that's what it's supposed to be. Actually, it's a science to raise the consciousness of living beings because we have that potential. See, we have that potential. And so raised into these higher states of awareness, basically of our source, and that we're actually meant to be in relationship with this source. And this source has been called different names. And this mantra brings your consciousness up into that relationship. And it's spiritual, completely spiritual, very pure, very spiritual. It's who we really are. Even Jesus said, like, when you get the religion out of Jesus and just look at the science of it, the essence of what he said, basically, my words are spirit. See, words are spirit. How do you know words are spirit? Well, if you see a person chanting the words of the scriptures or the names that are many religions consider God, see, and they're uplifted into this, taken up, lifted up. Their consciousness is lifted up into the spiritual platform. Okay? This is where real happiness is. This is why if you meet people that have this kind of ability, they're awakened. People call them awakened, enlightened. See, they're enlightened, lighter than most, because people are heavy because they don't have this information, this knowledge. See, and this practice to experience these kinds of states. So anyway, that's our mission here, is to show. I mean, because you'll see, like when we're chanting, many of us now chanting in this ecstatic, blissful. See these words: ecstatic, blissful, awakened, raptured experiences for the person chanting happens. And the easiest way to get this to initiate is to be around those where it's initiated. And that's what our mission here is, to give this association for people and to give them this information in this door, this teaching, because it comes in a line, a very specific line, of coming back from Lord Chaitanya. And the knowledge is fantastic. It's great. There's nothing like it. And this, what we're doing here, we're like initiating something new. This is a new, it's actually not new, but it's new now because you don't see any symptoms of this kind of worship much amongst Vaishnavas. Maybe a little bit, but not to this intensity. So that's the mission for those who come here and listen for a while, so we can talk about these subject matters and see the actual demonstration of a person's going into these ecstatic, higher conscious states, and see the result of that. Because when you do, all of a sudden, you're lifted into this transcendental spiritual relationship with Source, and your life begins to flow nicely. you're released from a lot of different miseries that people can't get released from because they're not close and deeply in contact with their source, which is we're all built for that. But that's been covered over by what's called this maya, this illusion in this world. Illusion being it covers the strength of this spiritual strength of this relationship. And anybody who begins to contact this relationship again with our source in this way through the chanting, which is a very easy method to do this. It's not the only method, but it's one that really works and works really well when you have this kind of association. This is what's called having a bona fide spiritual master. That's part of this knowledge, is a bona fide teacher of this or preceptor is deep into it. When they chant these names, these scriptures, they're lifted very easily into that consciousness. And so that's they gift that out to others because they share with others what they're learning. It's kind of like a spiritual Star Trek experience. So you go to places where few people have gone nowadays anyway, but there are people who are in the scriptures. It's all written about many of the what's going on in these different levels of consciousness, and you can begin to realize these things. So anyway, that's really the basic thing, and why this chanting is not weird. Really, it's just you need to understand the intelligence of it, the reason of it, the logic of it, And so coming here regularly is how you learn. Otherwise, this kind of knowledge, if you don't contact, this is they call a lineage, a line, and it's a very powerful line. There's a lot of this information coming from lines about this information, but there's very few people that you can actually contact that not only know this knowledge, but have realized it and are continually realizing it because of being able to go into these deeper states of consciousness through their chanting. So that's what's called a bona fide spiritual master in our lineage, so that people can be lifted to that state very quickly and very easily. Otherwise, on your own, it's kind of like you want to learn guitar on your own without a real teacher. It's be harder. I mean, a real teacher could show you you can benefit from their experience. They can say, well, do it like this and this way, it worked for me, yeah. And so you make progress very quickly under a teacher. They call them now teachers, preceptors, coaches. People that are into coaching in the world to learn a subject realize, wow, I learned so much faster from this experienced coach. Well, you apply that spiritually, you're going to have the same kind of result. So if you get to understand the glories of this kind of connection and communion and relationship, it's actually called bhakti yoga in this line. See, a lot of people are doing the yoga like this, which is good for the body, but where's the union? What are you uniting with? See, yoga means union. Well, ultimately, if you were to go pursue that philosophy of that, it was meant to help us progress in a union with spirit. See? So, but this is the fast way. This is a fast track. We even have yoga people here. Some people who do yoga and all that stuff, physical stuff, but they come here for bhakti yoga. Union by the awakening of this spirit of devotion. Okay. So this gives one clear revelation and realization about the science of making this spiritual connection. You can see, I was just chanting for, half an hour or something in this seemingly crazy state and everything. And then I come out and I can talk to you about this. This gives clarity, gives understanding. It's the way you speak about the essence of truth. You show the real path, how people can get there quickly. And if they listen to you, if they start to believe in what you're teaching and then walk that way also, they very quickly come to this ecstatic platform. And this is proven. We already have a prototype here. People are actually doing it. They're actually reaching these ecstatic states very quickly, sometimes within a week, a day, and then they start perfecting it more and more and more. So anyway, that's all these kinds of things you learn. We talk about the purification. You go through the purification. Purification is the emptying out of all these layers of coverings of what's called illusions, misidentifications, misunderstandings. All these things come out of your heart and leave this space for you to enter, and commune and connect, and it's a forever thing. See, like when you take the teachings of Jesus about the Holy Spirit, it's scientific. They listened to Jesus, these 11 persons, for 3 years and got cleansed internally from this kind of subtle dirt, gross and subtle dirt. That happens by hearing. Hearing truth. Truth will set you free. All these wonderful things he said are not meant to be grab people and imprison them. They're meant to set them free. That's all. The same thing here. My thing is not to be a guru, so you're in a cult, and then you're captured, and then you're imprisoned. Because you like that. No, you come here, you're set free. You're set free. You can begin to do what I do. You can begin to enter these states and also have this kind of amazing clarity. You can be more yourself, not me. You can't be me. You got to be like, I say a lot of times, you got to be like Jesus, not Jesus. Jesus is Jesus, or Prabhupada is Prabhupada. You got to be like them and able to commune with the Supreme Spirit, which they call, like Jesus called the Father. Some people call God, Allah. The American Indians call the Great Spirit. You got to be able to. If you do that, you're gonna have an ally in your life forever, and it's going to lead you always in a wonderful direction. It'll show you how many illusions people are falling prey to. Will not harm you. Will not entrap you, and you will be able to help others if they listen to you. Same thing here. People, if they understood the benefit that you can get from this ecstatic chanting, you would be here and stay here forever. But people don't. You might, whoever's listening to this either. But if I tell you, if you spend 30 days and listen and see and look around, you're going to get a benefit that you can't get what I've seen anywhere in this world. Not like this. This is really spiritual. I mean, people are giving you all kinds of benefits in the world, right? They give you can get money, you go follow Tony Robbins, you have a big business. Maybe you can get a little bit free, not free of your conditioning from your past. This you get free completely from your conditioning. And you're set free from that, and then you just live in this wonderful union and communion with God forever. You always have an ally, you always have a friend, even if you are left alone in this world. Like people now this is the Lord's Maya illusion, separating people, and they go, oh, I'm afraid I can't. People become lonely and isolated and everything. It's like torture. You could be like in that torture. And a lot of people are suiciding out or taking drugs and everything because it's like, wow, this is torture. They may not even know it consciously so much, but they're miserable. And they're taking alcohol, too much alcohol and drugs, to alleviate that suffering. But it doesn't really work well. All it does is put it like a Band-Aid on the situation. Or suicide. Suicide rates are way up. Here, when you're activated and you have this holy communion simply by this easy process of chanting, you can be an atheist. All you have to do is start chanting. You will get your own realization. It's a science. It works. Especially in this association. This is the principles I could show you right in the map book of the scriptures. Not the religious scriptures, the actual science of self-realization. Show you all these things. People are following this path. It works, and fast too. It works. You'll see it gives you a higher level, a deeper level of consciousness that you can show the world, show those who listen to you. That's deeper than anything. Any other path, anything that people, generally think need to put headphones. Just put your headphones on. Private chat. Oh yeah, yeah. Just put them on. Yeah. So yeah, if you need to do something, you don't have to say. Just do it. Don't get into this etiquette stuff because it's all. Then I lose the flow. Where I'm doing it. So I need to put head. Just put the headphones on. I don't care. Go off. Put the headphones on. I'm not judging anybody or anything. So yeah. Otherwise, I'll forget sometimes where I'm at. So yeah. So this is the essence. Come and chant with us. It's really wonderful, and get your own realization, your own understanding from it, and you'll see. You'll see that there's benefit that is very rare to realize in this world. Okay, so anyway, that's that. So somebody, um, whoever can do this, like if it's tough for you, then maybe Karuna can do it and make a nice copy of it. Make a nice recording. Don't do a cheesy thing. This is really important. If new people are coming, they need to hear this information. Otherwise, it looks crazy to them what we're doing. It's not crazy at all. This is the greatest sanity. It's like Jesus said, you must become like a little child to enter the kingdom of God. This is this childlike state of consciousness that is really wonderful and we're meant to live in. That's the idea of Vrindavan. This Vrindavan, this very childlike things going on there. But it's the highest level of consciousness you could ever achieve is this Vrindavan consciousness. It's the highest level of intimacy with our source, which in this line is called Krishna. Highest intimacy, the highest spiritual family, the best spiritual family, the deepest one, the one that lasts forever. See, so all these things people will realize if they come and listen. Okay, so thank you very much. And now we'll move on here. Hare Krishna. And this, meeting new. I met this one guy yesterday. He was reading Alan Watts, the book of Alan Watts. It's nice that you come to these in these tourist towns. There's pockets of places where people in higher consciousness usually come. They're looking spiritually. And he was I just mentioned I'm a spiritual teacher and he was leaned right over and said, yeah, really? Where do do you have a YouTube channel? Because he was hungry for spirit. He wanted spiritual things. People, I said, yeah, here it is. Yeah, like Johann says, he couldn't get it for 25 years on his path. That's the way it is for practically all the paths. Okay. I wish I could go on Realstream. So what is the problem? Why can't you go on Realstream? Yeah. Okay, let's chant a little bit more here. Then I will read something. Okay, where's the Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Matter of fact, this is the thing that you here with this path, you can transcend the miseries of what's coming down the pipe here. It's not a very happy situation. Anybody that has some awareness can see that this something really strange is happening and coming down. It's been predicted in actual scriptures. These things have been predicted. And it's a draconian time. We've had a lot of freedom. And that's being taken away physical freedom. So what we need now actually to counteract this is spiritual freedom. It's the only real viable way is to transcend this, we need to transcend. Let's see, put it like this here. Here we can do like this too. I think we get a better. Yeah. We have to transcend this situation. And this is what we're doing. It was showing, hey, you can transcend it. Even though this is getting more tough and weird and all this double speak is going on. Lies are being told as truth and all that stuff. This has all been predicted. Deception, strong deception is put on the world. All of this will keep your mind clear. This path, this awakening, this communion will keep you safe. Maybe not physically, because we're all part of this physically, but spiritually you'll feel that safety. You'll feel very happy even in the midst of this. It's unbelievable. It's really amazing. And this is our part. For those who connect with this, could change the situation. This could really overturn it. It's that powerful. See, the thing is, what keeps this thing going is only fear. All those people who are afraid, who are being put in fear by this energy that's hitting the earth right now. These people, they're lying, cheating, and all this stuff. This is all kept in place by fear. But this vibration, we're bringing in this vibration of truth and ecstatic ecstasy of the spirit. It raises that vibration. It purifies that fear. Even subconsciously, people will feel that benefit, because it's like you can look at, we're channeling in the spiritual dimension here now. See, by doing this kind of worship. Well, you could worship. I want to use that word. Even worship has got a bad word. Worship means cultish now and all that stuff. No, this kind of meditation. Okay, this kind of meditation can bring in this higher consciousness in a way I've never seen practically done anywhere by any other method. One example, I'll give you one example. There was a guy who was, I met him in a couple of times. His name was Ken Kesey when I was into the New Age stuff. And he wrote this book called Handbook to Higher Consciousness. And it sounded great. Higher consciousness talked about going into the higher levels of the chakras and all this. And so, whoa, man, this is amazing. But it couldn't be done. He couldn't do it. I met him personally. I could see the guy was controlling. I mean, he was good too. I mean, he had a charisma. He had some higher consciousness, of course, but not really it. And he had all these. He was this controlling thing, manipulator and all that stuff. Couldn't get rid of that part to me. And I thought, well, what is this? Okay, I could see he had these things, some kind of awareness that was deeper than maybe most, but he had this other part he couldn't get rid of. And the same thing like this Alan Watts, this guy told me yesterday, Alan Watts, he was confused a little bit. He says, yeah. I said, yeah, because I read those books too. I said, I really like Alan Watts. He had a higher consciousness, to a certain level, and I really liked him too and everything. He said, but why was he a drunk? He was an alcoholic and he gave his classes when he was drunk. But they're good, I mean, according to the level of Mayavadi Buddhism type thing. But they were extraordinary. But the guy, he was drunk almost of the time, and he was a chain smoker. Can you imagine smoking cigarette, not pot, cigarettes? And the guy was a little confused. He said, why is that? I said, well, that's how it is on the spiritual level. Most people can't get through, So here, people, not only are they making spiritual contact, they're getting purified. This will make another good class too. Somebody should cut this or put it together with the other thing I just said. So because a lot of the people there in the higher consciousness know what I'm talking about. The spiritual, they make some spiritual experience and progress, and then all of a sudden this dark side comes out, man. It's like you're the saint and the sinner. The dark side. This process is so powerful. It gets that dark side out and more and more and more. It expunges it. It's like when you get arrested and you go to court and then the judge says, "Okay, we're going to expunge your record. See, you don't have that record anymore. You take to this path. You come in this way. You'll see your record of conditioning becomes expunged out of you. You're not going to be affected by your conditioning. I mean, it doesn't always happen right away, as we've seen, but it happens fast. And more you're free, set more and more free of even your conditioning. Now that's pretty good. See, you're free of condition. Condition are basically, see, when you get into this deeper knowledge, you get into the modes of nature, all these deep teachings that most people don't know. You're free of the modes of nature, and therefore they don't. You're under the influence of this divine presence, man, and this presence is nothing like it. It's summum bonum par excellence, Prabhupada used to say. Par excellence. This is why Krishna, God, made him like made him a acharya, spiritual master. He could chant Hare Krishna forever. And that's a real guru. If you're just doing it for a show to collect disciples and money and all that stuff, that's called motivated religiosity. That's nothing like we're teaching here. Here, what you see is what you're gonna get. See? Here is what you hear is also what you're going to get. See? You're going to get the purification too. So some people run away. Oh, I thought it was only going to be up and up and up. I was just going to be a divine being, And then the purification comes and they go run away. Okay, well, you're not quite ready for this. Not ready to have your record fully expunged yet. But that's okay. Someday you'll come back, some lifetime. Yeah. So a lot of you ISKCON devotees, you need some expunging on this. Your record. You got heard a lot of misinformation and stuff like that from people who are not so qualified. They need to associate here. And we'll prove to you that we're presenting what's actually in Prabhupada's books and the Goswami books. We'll prove in many ways. We'll prove by word and by deed. You'll see, you don't have to be anything special to really represent the line. All you have to do is be spiritually empowered. Doesn't that have a nice ring to it? Spiritually empowered and not just a scholar. You just automatically become a scholar by entering into this communion with the Lord. You become a natural scholar, better than anybody that can't do that. Now, doesn't that make sense? Wouldn't you want to go where you can actually be a real spiritual master, a mastered spirit, and help others master that spirit, that source, get them back connected so they're sovereign in their lives? And stop trying to get this sovereignty in all these wrong other ways that don't quite work. This works. This is a proven method. It works. You all need help. See, that's it. See, that's insane. Can you imagine people come and say that? You're insane, man. I have to, anybody here that's gotten a little purified could see you are completely bonkers, man. You're insane to say such a thing. With all this real deal stuff going on here, real intelligence. Lily caught Lolita's attention. She knows what I'm talking about. Go ahead, say a couple of words.
It's projection, first of all. I can't read it because I'm here in stream. I can't read the comments of Facebook, some of them, but most of the time there are some missing. So yeah, I don't know who says it. Is it somebody who comes for the first time?
A Vaidhi Bhakta.
We
They
need
cannot
help.
appreciate. Yeah.
And we need purified, and we need apologize, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah. We
They
just
don't have
can't.
our happiness.
Yeah, and that's fine, and they'll see more and more. This is just how it is. You're seeing, people are seeing here what it is to when you pass from the body. You're seeing what is happening now here, because our spiritual bodies, most of ours are awakened, and you're seeing what happens now in this life what happens when you pass from the body. You can read people that have, okay, I'll give you an idea. There was this Christian saint that had a gift. His name was, what's his name? Sadhu Sundar Singh. This guy had an amazing gift. He would be able to, and that's another thing, when you make this connection, you start getting spiritual gifts, very important to the propagation of this. And this, anyway, this person, he was like a sadhu. He was from India, but he was a Christian, and he had the blessings of Christ to actually enter into the next life without dying. He could cross over. And he saw many things that I could say, my God, that's happening now. I don't have to cross over. I guess I've crossed over already, because that's what's happening in my life. So what he saw in this one particular, I'm going to take these visions. I'll show you. I'll tell you, this stuff is, once you're in that, you basically you're saved at this point, because you've crossed over. And you're in this world, but not of it. You could say, see, again, like Jesus, I'm in this world, but I'm not of it. I mean, becomes your life. And that's how you pull people out of this material level of consciousness. You raise their consciousness. So anyway, Sadhu Sundar Singh, he could cross over in meditation. He would, and when he came back, he wrote down his visions, not all of them, but some of them. And so anyway, he said he crossed over this one time, and he noticed there is this, like a chasm, if you come to an edge of a cliff, and then there's another side, but there's a big chasm there. You can't cross it. You can't get over it. So you need a bridge or something and all that, but you don't have the bridge. So he saw, when you cross over, it's like that, just like here. You'll see what I'm talking about. In spirit, there's the people that are purified, in their hearts. Blessed are the pure in heart; they shall see God. That is a spiritual principle. It's not they got that in deep meditation and communion with God. That's so deep. That's the essence of all scriptures. Blessed are the pure in heart, they will see God. See? So, and if your heart, you got it. Anyway, there's a lot of things we can go deep into that. But basically, those whose hearts are not purified are on one side, and those whose hearts are purified. And that's basically the method we teach, is how to get that heart purified. They're on the other side. And then there's this big chasm that they can't cross. They can't cross it. So they're on this side, and it's lower consciousness. And you know what's coming out of their mouths? Criticism and blasphemy and insanity. This is what you're seeing here is insane to people who are spiritually awakened. See? So they're on the spiritually awakened are on this side, and there's this big thing, and that is that insanity. See, that's the purification. You got to hear those persons from the other side, is like we're doing here. You got to listen to those persons. They're shouting over that chasm and purifying you. You're insane, basically, they're saying, but not in that, they just say, hey, come on, just listen to this. These are the principles. You do it like this. So if anybody's on that other side and is tired of blasphemy and criticizing all that, and then they start to listen, that's the bridge, is the hearing. That's the bridge here. Like if this person somehow or other gets it out enough, and then they start to hear, that's the bridge across from where you are, which is, to me, that is insane. This stuff is so, this is when you in this consciousness, you see exactly when Jesus said, don't cast your pearls before swine or food before dogs. See, this is because this is food, man. This is high class food. This is spiritual. This is enlivening to the soul. And to say it's not, well, I'm sorry, Jesus put you in your place, but of course, you can't realize this. This is why many people are following gurus and thinking they're going to Vrindavan, and they're just going over a cliff. They're blind leading the blind still. I can't say they're not good. You could be a good person, but if you're going to that spiritual teacher and they're not really yet what I would consider spiritual according to the standards we teach. And you think you're going to like the spiritual abode of God, like Vrindavan or the Garden of Eden, where you're very close relationship with God. Well, you're just being misled. They're cheating you more or less in this world, because everything is a mirage. Everything is more or less unclear. See, all these kinds of things you can learn here. I mean, to me, and to somebody to say that, he's just a little crazy. What did he do? It's nothing unusual. There are millions like this, and only a few like this. But this is how we build our army of intelligent, intimate associates of God. You build them like this. They hear you guys are coming. You've heard for a long time. You're having spiritual experiences, spiritual awakenings. You're getting more and more close with God. That's your witness testimony to all those persons in that kind of consciousness. You just keep standing up and saying, see, standing up for the truth, and because people are standing up for illusions like this. He's standing up, right? And we say, no, sorry, don't believe it. It's not true. I'm sorry, you're an illusion. You're an illusionist. This is what they called them 500 years, illusionists, because they come up, they stand up with their illusion, and they were looking for you to believe it. See? And once you say, oh, I don't believe that. I only believe what's true. Truth will set you free. Yeah, I believe my experiences. I believe the essence of the Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita and Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Goswami literatures. The Lord shows me that essence. I preach it. I prove it's more powerful than all that. Can you imagine listening to that guy? Where are you going? Where can he take you? But where he is, you'll be like that. Does that interest in anybody? You want to be like him? See? You're encased in illusion. That's why people who leave here prematurely, they don't ripen on the tree. They go back into the illusion and they preach their illusion. And some stupid people, and I got to call it like it is, stupid people go and listen to them. And they go back into the illusion like them. That is dumb, man. I'm sorry, man. It's stupid.
How will he help us? We need help. How will he help us then?
Oh, is it? Let's see. It's fun to have you guys like you, because it gives us a little something to talk about and teach, because perspective. You have perspective. So thank you for your service, my friend. Say a few more words too. We'll use it. We'll clarify our position, and then people can choose. Your position and our position. People can look at that and say, well, what is the correct position? What is a better position? What is a deeper? What is more understanding? Where is more intelligent? Where is more ecstasy? Where's more of that that stuff that Lord Chaitanya used to do? Uh-oh, I lost my video. What happened? Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah, it looks like my video went off. I was having a little
We hear
problem.
you.
Yeah, I know you hear me. Okay, so let's see with my video. I'm going to, yeah, I think I have to reinstall it again here. Okay, let's try this here. Okay, I'll change the video. Let's see if that works for a little bit. Okay, it'll be a little dark until I get the other video going. If it works. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Yeah, isn't this interesting? I think, it's getting better and better all the time, man. more powerful. Isn't it nice to have friends too, Radhe? Isn't it nice to have friends, good friends like this? Amazing. Yes. See? Yeah. So Pani says, sovereign in our own lives is such a wonderful statement. You are an absolute intelligent preacher. See? Yeah, see, Pani is an intelligent guy. Now that's intelligence, to appreciate sovereignty And that's why I love this. I love this. I've never found a path where it's so win-win. You become spiritually empowered, and others become spiritually empowered. Show me something more perfect than that. I mean, if there's any idea of perfection in the world where you're becoming more perfect and your friends who come are, this is called, that's why Krishna himself said, glorified sadhu sangha. He said, this is the best way to attain me. I'm not attained in any of these other ways, not really fast or only to certain levels, but the best way is be around real sadhus who can commune with God, and you'll attain me, no doubt. Look at, and there's no doubt. You guys who've come to the point by listening to the point of real faith, look, no doubt, you getting it, man. You're going through the expunging process. Your record is being expunged, ripening on the tree more and more, not falling off. Staying on there, getting sweeter and sweeter. You notice people staying on this tree, getting sweeter and sweeter. How can they say I'm preaching illusion? How can they say I'm a liar when you guys are getting sweeter and sweeter? How can they say I'm in the mode of ignorance? I'm doing dumb things when you guys are getting sweeter and sweeter. Even my sandpaper effect is kind of softening. It's a more refined grain now. It's not as rough as it used to be. Right, Roddy? I'm not as bad as I used to be. Huh? Not as rough. It's more refined. We're polishing now. Yeah, I don't know. He might be coming from another, maybe from Twitch or where would that be? Let's see. Let's see where it's coming from. Oh, it's coming from Facebook. The guy's name is Narajith Dilaz Surat. He's probably sounds like some Indian guy. So anyway, it is what it is. It's coming from Krishna, the offensive. It's coming from his illusory potency, which is him too, but he doesn't recommend being in it, to stay in that. All it is misery, causes you misery. That's the jail. See, we're here to take people out of that jail. See, people are jailed in various ways. You come here, we'll take you out of jail. That's the whole point. The devotees who have this relationship established are like the wardens in this world. You got to go to the warden, convince the warden they can let you out of jail. See, actually, we're like the guards. The guards represents the warden. The warden, the real warden, is the Lord. It's his maya. If you're the guard we're like the guards in the jail, and we've been released, and we're just working. We're doing the work, right? You know what, Jesus, he used the analogy of a vineyard for this, and we use the analogy of the jail. I like that now. This is a jail. This is a prison. See, we're the guards. We're been released, and the Lord gave us a job. You got to be the guards. You come out there, go rattle the cages. You want to get out? You can. We're not miserly here. We'll get you out, man. Just come listen to this. Come listen to us. Come associate. We'll open your jail door and you can come in and visit. We have the keys. See, the guard has the keys to the door, right? So we open the door. You want to come out and no. We just want to blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, stay in jail for a while until you get it out, maybe, and become more reasonable. Why wouldn't you want to come out of the jail, man? You're sitting in that jail, man. We are the guards. We got the keys. You can let you out. Are you ready to come out? Okay, well, you're in. You can do. All you have to do is listen to the guards. The guards know what the warden wants, right? There, the warden tells them, they're in the jail because this is his maya, and they can come out if they listen to you. You got the keys. You're the key now. Doesn't that make sense? You know, I think this is going to get more and more reasonable. We'll even get atheists coming on board. See, we got Rade. Makes more sense than what she was thinking before. That's all. You get that. You all become like that. You become intelligent by this ecstatic worship, man. You become more intelligent than the greatest Bible scholars. You become intelligent more than, I hate to say it, but more than 100 of those gurus combined in all. I won't mention the names. All those organizations. More than 100 coming here will make you that kind of scholar. Why? Because that's the way the Lord works. You know, when you have the spiritual potency, like Nartam had it, and Srinivas, we're doing the same kind of preaching, ecstatic preaching, and people who came to them, even though their parents were Brahmins, they defeated their Brahmin parents, and they only were with him for 2 weeks with these guys. They became better scholars. Convinced even Brahmins, who, because back then they were a little less Kali Yuga. Now there's such false ego. Even if you're right, even if you're reasonable, they still won't listen like this guy. Hardened criminals, man. Gurus, even, you know, blind people. They're in prison. You go into the prisoners to get out of prison. How ridiculous is that? Can't you see who's out of prison? Can't you see many people are getting out of prison here? The prison of that kind of consciousness can't see what is truth. You know, the ecstatic truth that's here, the spiritual potency that's here, the clarity that's here, the logic, all this stuff. These are all attributes of the transcendental Lord that he gives to his true sons in this world. True sons. See, well, I don't care. Material, woman or male, you're all sons. See, sun, brightness in the world of darkness, man. Because there's a lot of that stuff out there, right, Pani? A lot of that, you know. Oh, what is he doing? Envy. All what I see there. Oh, envy, jealousy, and all. Yeah, get it out. What are you gonna do, man? You're lucky you just come in here and spitting it out, because all we do is burn it, man. I drink oceans of poison every day, no problem, man. You know, the Lord protects me. Yeah, that's what you get, the protection too. The more you can commune with God in ecstasy, this poison of the world, poison of illusions, poisons of illusionists, disappear. You know, like Shiva, you become like him. Because he could laugh and cry when he worshiped Krishna. It's right there in the Vedas. He used to laugh and cry. Prahlad Maharaj laughed and cried. Prabhupada laughed and cried. All of this in our real Lord Chaitanya laughed and cried. If you don't find a laugher and crier when they worship God in ecstasy, you haven't found this path. You haven't found, you know, a person who can drink the ocean of the poison of your own karma. What do you think I face here every day looking at you guys and anybody else? You're facing the illusion. See, but because you have the protection of Krishna, he keeps you protected and works through you to pull people out of this illusion. That ain't a bad deal. Yeah. Let's do the jailhouse rock. It becomes like that. You know, they're looking at the devotees. Let's do the jailhouse. We're dancing. They're all in the prison. Yeah. You know, I'll put that video up sometime. It's on YouTube. You know, Elvis, he's doing the jail, and they got the prison thing going and everything. You know who was also a prison preacher was Johnny Cash. He did the Folsom Prison. He went to Folsom Prison. They were into it. Yeah, God. You know, a lot of prisoners find God in prison because they're looking for a way out. And so that's why I say, oh, I'm glad we're preaching at this time. This is fabulous, fantastic. Yeah, look the world's going to pot, man. But this is now people are realizing they're in jail because literally, you know, they're building. I just saw this thing. They're building camps for you and us. They're building camps for our bodies. Isn't that nice of them? Building nice little camps, like summer camps. If you don't go for that, they're going to put you in that. You can go sit in there, you know. Go sit in there and think about. So, that's what they're doing. So you either go for that prison or you go for that prison. I'll take that prison personally. Don't fall by the wayside by that. And that's okay. We got some that did that. So what? Big deal. You're here. You're happy, right? Happy. Yeah, stay happy. We're all, got a little, who knows how long, expiration date here physically. Hey, it doesn't matter because we just go back to Vrindavan quicker or to wherever Lord Chaitanya. Hey, man, you become just like Paul, the same mentality. Paul said, well, it's good for you if I stay around, and if I end up getting my head cut off, which it happened to him, then I go back to Jesus, because either way he wins. It's a win for you if I stay. Same thing. You don't think we're like this? It's a win for the world. What are you going to do when the jewel devotees here who have this consciousness and this experience of life go? Where are you going to see? You just see darkness practically everywhere. There are very few people that have this kind of communion. Have you seen many? I haven't. Proof is in the pudding. Where is they just, oh yeah, I'm Guru Dev. Yeah. Where are the tears? We're no shows. We don't show these things. The crying schools. Well, where's the crying? Well, it's just a kind of a name. We just used a name because the crier was here and then he disappeared. No more crying. But we had the name, a crying school, right? But no crying. This is the world. See, they got the name. Guru Dev. Yeah, we're Guru Dev. Spiritual master. Charya Devs, right? Yeah, you got the name. Okay, well, where's the real qualification? Where's the quality? Where's the quality of those who are in the real line, who are real spiritual masters? By their word, ignorance is destroyed like this right now, in this second. Yeah, and from them, ecstatic preeminence. You could see, man, bliss, ecstasy, rapture. Where is that? Oh, well, that was, for Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta. But for us, we have a new standard here. Checklist. Look at the checklist. Look at the checklist. Believe the checklist. Believe this is Prabhupada's check. This is the book, the checklist. Look. Follow the checklist, and everybody's following the checklist. Then Gohari comes here and says, snap out, get away, boom. Snap out of it. Look at Prabhupada's words. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow, it's a different experience. I'm becoming more sovereign in my life. I'm free of these gurus. They cannot control me anymore, because I'm connecting with the real disciplic line, because I found a real spiritual master empowered. Look at that teaching. Look at that teaching. And then look at Prabhupada's books and see it's the same essential truth. And all of a sudden, boom, you wake up. You don't get hypnotized. Breaks the trance. Then you go into the transcendental trance. See, now you live a rave life, man. Life ravingly, transcendentally, ecstatically mad for the name of God. That ain't a bad deal, huh? Now that's called sovereignty. Free of those gurus. Hey, you see, I have no fear of them, right? Do I? Am I afraid I'm going to commit an offense? I'm here. I take down the fences. I'm here to take down their fence, man. To show them, hey, man, I'll prove where you're at by proving where I'm at. Isn't that a good way to do it? You prove where you're at, that you're really guru, a real spiritual master, and really in the line, and you can bring your disciples to Vrindavan, and I'll prove where I'm at. Okay? And we'll compare. We'll compare the potency. How about proof of potency? Let's see. Okay, we'll prove in our way, you prove in your way, and let's compare. Let's bring it on the table. Yeah. See which one. Let's follow the more powerful path. If you got the more intelligence and truth and all that, I'll follow you. I'll just give you all the day. Yeah, we'll all follow you. Why not? We're all after the same thing. We all want Krishna, right? Don't you? You, of course, you want Krishna too. Yeah. Let's see. What Krishna do you want? Yeah. The crying or lying school. You got to make a rap song there, Freddie. Take all your comments and then put them together and make at least 10 songs by now. So, River, you want to read? Actually, I'll just leave it. Who wants to read? Maybe Rade wants. Do you want to read, Rade? No? Okay, get her a book. Get her Chaitanya Bhagavat. Give her the real sword of truth.
What do you advise, Guru Maharaj?
I advise Madhya Lila, chapter 1. It's all about what we're talking about, actually.
Ja. Oké. Je zet je in het zicht en ik ga mij naast u zetten. Hè?
Dan moet ik zitten. Nee, dat is goed. We zitten goed zo. All glories to you, Guru Hari, my friend. I had to say it. Yeah.
Go closer.
Sri Mahaprabhu starts the Sankirtan movement. All glories to Lord Vishvambara, the crest jewel amongst the Brahmanas. All glories to the beloved associates of Lord Vishvambara. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, the stalwart amongst all religious preachers, the safe bridge to the spiritual sky. He has fully subdued his physical and mental urges.
See, safe bridge to the spiritual sky. That's the line. You got to kind of see that it's a safe bridge, man. It brings people through the Maya. We have tremendous knowledge here. See, knowledge. Yeah, you have a person that has crossed over into that realm. See, so that creates a safe bridge. Otherwise, people are, it's so apparent to me now. People go to inexperienced persons to get delivered. They have a bridge that's really rickety, to cross over into the spiritual dimension, and the person hasn't really crossed themselves. And so they're all saying, yeah, come over this bridge. It's all illusions. Lord Chaitanya was a safe bridge because he had made it across. The devotee leaves the bridge. They leave their word. They leave their experience. They leave their example. And while they're here, they leave their association for people. That creates the bridge. That's why the living devotees are so important. He was a living person. See, they create the bridge and you just cross over through them. And you go climb on their back. It's like that. Remember I told you that dream St. Francis had. He was crossing a river. He had companions. Many of them got the same kind of experiences that St. Francis had because they loved him. They listened to them. They associated intimately with him. Companions, like your companions here. Yeah. And so he was crossing this river. And these people that were also crossing alongside him were going in the river, but they couldn't make it. They all drowned. They all kept drowning, And the ones that were making it were climbed on his back. That was his companion. They climbed on his back, his association. They made it across easily. He just went across. All these other people who won't do that keep falling. That's like people who leave here. They get off. For a while. What?
I will climb on your back.
Oh, How much do you weigh?
Not much.
Not much. Oh, okay, that's good.
57 kilos.
Oh, that's I can handle that. No
It's a
problem.
plan.
Yeah. I'm like a feather on your back.
Oh, that's good. But that's how it is. I mean, it's supposed to be like that. Otherwise, people think, "Oh, go Hari, why you got to be guru?" That's one guy who's kind of went over to listen to those persons. Oh, Gohari is not satisfied being just a guru. He has to be an acharya.
You are.
See, in other words, they want to. No, we're all the same. Where I go listen to somebody who's, and so they're crossing and they don't make it. They don't make it. They just by their attitude. That's not in line, man. I teach by the book. Right there in the book it says you must have. You're ready to be delivered. You get a bona fide spiritual master. See? And then you're delivered in that association. You don't just come to a point, slam, bam, thank you, man. Oh, well, thank you for like the bliss and the dreams they get and all that stuff. And then they go, well, now we're going to cross. Now we know how to cross. Thank you very much. I don't. You're not no acharya. No, you're not satisfied. See, it's just heart's not purified yet. We'll help you along. Anybody out there like that? Yeah, you see how it is? And okay, now they let go and then they start crossing on their own. And it always works like that. It's like that. It's like Jesus said, you got to, again, if you're a real guru, you got to be like Jesus. Everything that he said applied to him will apply to you. And otherwise, step out of the way. We'll do the job. If you're not like him and you're not a real vine connected to the tree of Lord Chaitanya in our line, step aside. Because this is the true vine here. We don't prove every day, 365 days a week, that we're really connected to Lord Chaitanya. Yeah, you don't think this is acharya stuff? You don't think you got to be in the charya? You got to be like Prabhupada in the charya to be a carrier of this line. Otherwise, you're not a carrier. That's why I say, oh, you purebhakti.com. Hey, man, what is this? You got an acharya, allegedly. I'm not convinced. That's okay. He was always, I can't show the ecstasy. Okay, fine. Well, so there's doubt. I don't know. Maybe, who knows? But the bottom line is who's coming after, oh, well, we're only spiritual teacher, but we'll take the name guru and we'll take the worship of our disciples, but we can't show that we're acharyas. We're all no-shows because if there's any tear that comes, we're going to wipe it. You're not going to see nothing. We can't see your qualification. Doesn't matter. You just believe what we say. I'm sorry, I'm not impressed with that preaching. If you are, and you, how dare me, my guru, pure devotee, I'm sorry, I'm committed to the truth, man. Hey, man, truth. We're in this Maya here, man. Maya's a liar, man. She's a cheater, and she's always trying to take you down, looking for a weakness. If you don't see the strength here, man, too bad. Go and believe your no-shows over there. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows. They don't know. At least here you have confidence. What you see is what you get. We show you what's in the book, man. We show you what they were experiencing in live time 550 years ago. Yeah. So if you like the no-shows, go to the no-shows. Go to the crying schools without the crying. Go to all those things in name only, man. I say that's my Lord's Maya. I say.
Would you pass me a plaster?
What?
Oh, sorry.
I say he's pulling the wool over your eyes, man. See, pull the wool. You can't see. So we take down that wool, man. Take down that wool blanket, man. So, oh, really? Oh, okay. Go ahead there. Isn't that Safe Bridge? I always like that statement. It's a great statement.
Me too. Very, very beautiful.
Dus moet ik verder lezen?
Ja.
All glories to the Lord. He possesses incomparable beauty and is the embodiment of the congregational chanting of the holy name of Krishna. All glories to Lord Gaurachandra, for he is the dearest friend and life of Nityananda Prabhu and the sublime object of love for Gadadhar Pandit and Advaita Acharya Prabhu. He is very dear to Sri Jagadananda Pandit and he tender loving hearts of Vakreshvara Pandit and Kashishvara.
So read all that again.
All that again. What all that is?
Yes.
All glories to Lord Gora Chandra, for he is the dearest friend and life of Nityananda Prabhu, and the sublime.
That's the kind of, see, that's the relationship we're looking for. You need to find association like that, where you see that that person, their dearest friend is Lord Chaitanya or God. Okay, they know this truth. See, that's the association you need. Their heart has been purified. They know God. See, and if you want to know, you got to go through them. Bhagavad Gita 10:10, hint, hint. They have the real knowledge and real understanding. Nobody else does. It's so transcendental, so spiritual, and so rare to see. What's the next sentence?
He is very dear to Sri Jagadananda Pandit.
See, the dearness, that's another quality of a realized soul. Can you see that the Lord is so dear to them more than anybody else? You got to see a devotee, man, that Lord, the true transcendental Lord, is more dear to them than money, than disciples, than lies, than the world. Can you see that? That's the proof is in the pudding. You got to see this in action, man. You see a living person where you see that you become confident. This person is the Lord, that true Lord, transcendental Lord, is very dear to them, man. More dear than anything else, more dear than husband and wife. You know why Krishna took my wife away to show that I'm more committed to the dearness of the truth than to even some bodily relationship. I love my wife, man, you know. I thought we were going to go through this forever, but as soon as she started becoming like that, it's like, hey, man, I'm not going to go down with her. Her only chance is that I stay afloat. You know what I'm talking about, anybody? The Lord put me through that kind of test. It may come to that for you too. That's how the Lord shows you who's most dear to you. When you get really close to the Lord, you realize these things. You know, in the pastimes is a good pastime about this. I love the teachings of Lord Jesus. They're so perfect, man. So amazing. So true. So deep. Everything. So anyway, funny, playful pastime too. So Lord Chaitanya was dancing in this extraordinary kirtan that nobody could. You can't even imagine how extraordinary it is, how it was, because he was there and Srivas was watching it. His son dies in the middle of the kirtan, right? And the wife, very attached, naturally, comes. Oh, stop the kirtan! Our son has died. Ooh. Srivas was watching the kirtan, riveted, and he went like, "You crazy woman! What are you doing? Get out of here! Stop getting my! Don't you see what's going on? The Lord is dancing in our house. What? Our son died, so he died in the holy place. I mean, he died here. Can't have a better death than that. But hey, man, look at this. The Lord's dancing. Keep your attention here." Get out of here, you crazy woman. It's right in there. I'm just telling you, it's right in there. You get away, you crazy woman. Now doesn't that show you the Lord was more dear to him than even his son? I mean, that's a big attachment, and you have a son. But that was his level of advancement. And he was right. I mean, you think logically, if anybody gets over the sentiment, oh, your son, even Srivas explained to her, you know, he said, listen, how many sons and how many lifetimes have we had? But how many times have you had Lord Chaitanya dancing in your room? Now isn't that intelligent? He comes once every 4,320,000,000 solar years. How many sons and daughters we have in this life, and then you get attached, and then you die, and then because you're attached, you get the same kind of thing. Another son, another name, another attachment, deeper now probably, and then it goes again and again and again. How many times have you had that? It's always the same old, same old. You look at people who are attached to their sons and daughters. It's always the same, and the same feeling, very limited. Very time consuming. Always the same. Nothing extraordinary. Same kind of level of attachment. Very limited, very limiting. Is it? But how many times do you see a person where the Lord is really dear to them? See, that's the good. That's what you get associated with, where the transcendental Lord is dear to them. Oh boy. Are you lucky? How many lifetimes you get such a guru? Even Prabhupada said, not in every lifetime do you get such a guru like that, where the Lord, the real Lord, is not the mode of goodness Lord, is dear. Oh, these rules are really dear to me. Oh, I love these. These festivals. I just love all those flowers. I love going like this to the deity. Not that kind of, that's mode of goodness dearness. No, ecstatic dearness. Oh, intimacy dearness. You like that, Radha? You want that? You ready for that? Oh, yeah. That kind of dearness.
I think so.
That's an associate of Lord Chaitanya. That's who you need. If you're in this line, if you been looking for Krishna and Radha and Lord Chaitanya, you need a devotee like that. Go ahead. What's the next one?
And the tender, loving hearts of Vakreshvara Pandit and Kashishvara. He is the Lord, the Master.
No, you're going too fast. See, the tender, loving heart. Can you see that? See where that's the kind of persons you need to be looking for. See, we're teaching people, whoever listens, how to find this treasure, man. The treasure is the devotee. You see the tender, loving heart of God on them. Yeah. Exactly. You see the tender, loving heart of God on them. Yeah, but he has other moods too. It just depends on what mood you catch him. Sometimes, see, these kinds of persons who are actually intimate and close with God and they reflect that nature, sometimes they're hard like a thunderbolt and sometimes soft like a flower. See, hard like a thunderbolt towards Maya. That's why some people think, oh, he's so hard-hearted. Just indifferent to the Maya. But soft in this ecstatic worship. Could be soft. There's so many emotions in this festival of ecstatic worship. That's what we're exploring now. Isn't it great? Lalita's a cosmonaut. River is becoming a bit of a cosmonaut too. She's out there exploring territories in this. Yeah. See, you guys are all witnesses and examples. People can look at your videos and how you were and how you are now and show the tremendous advancement in spiritual advancement, actual spiritual, to prove how powerful this real path is when it's here. Because you move along very quickly here, That's the witness testimony, man. Okay, go ahead, Roddy. Next sentence.
He is the Lord and Master of Shrivas and his other beloved associates.
See, Lord and Master. So if you go deep into this, it's good to okay, he's the Lord. Okay, what is he? More of a he, she. See, Lord Chaitanya was more he, she. Yeah. Kind of what they're trying to imitate in this trend. You can't tell gender X now. They have passports. You can have gender X. We don't know quite your gender. You could be male or female because that's the way the Lord is. It's an imitation of the real thing. See, the real thing is Lord and Master. That's why you got the word, right? We got the word of the scriptures. They're minds, valuable minds. Huh? When you get what? The other mercy, the ecstatic, intimate love for God. See, this is, what was that? What did you just read? That last sentence?
He is the Lord and Master of
Lord and Master. Yeah. So what is this Lord and Master practically? Is it just a word? Oh, Lord Chaitanya is my Lord and Master. Yeah. Is he really? Well, here, we're the test, man. Because the Lord is our Lord and Master. We prove it, man. Yeah, my Lord and Master is not just a name. It's the name and the ecstasy that Lord Chaitanya. See, Chaitanya means life force. Isn't that funny? He had Sri Krishna, Chaitanya. What was the life force of that being that was here? Sri, Radha, Krishna. See? So that's my Lord and Master, the real Krishna in Prabhupada's books, man. Those choice verses, man. Those mines of gems, that's my Lord. And this ecstatic worship, that's my Lord. Okay? That's the association you need, where you see a real associate, a real devotee, that their Lord is the real deal in practice, practical. You see, oh, there's ecstasy. Oh, their Lord is Radharani, man. Look at that conclusive truth. Look at that commitment. Look at that. They're just promoting that Lord, man. Conclusive truth. Don't care about all these other gurus, what they say, what they think. No, you see the actual scriptures in live. Yeah, a great sage is not a great sage unless their opinion differs from all those thousands of gurus out there in ISKCON and Gaudiya Samita, Gaudiya Math. You notice my opinions differ. You believe in this opinion, and you don't blindly believe in it, because you can't. You have to really grapple with these words, because thousands of people are disagreeing with it. But when you become convinced, man, you'll see an extraordinary transformation in your life. True? See? Lalita goes, yes. River is
I'm
saying,
not my own master anymore. He masters me. He stole my heart.
hey, man, to master somebody like Lalita is tough, man. Nobody can do it. She's been waiting along that. It's like that, man. See, so the Lord and Master. See, so now people know what Lord and Master. Has Acharya Dave gave such a in-depth explanation of just a sentence or a few words? A conception like that. See, when you meet the real guru, spiritual master, or associate, whatever you devotee, real intimate devotee, they bring you deep. They can take you on a deep journey in the scriptures. So you can also be collectors of valuable jewels. All these things, that is a real guru, man. They are the verses. They are, yes, only the Father knows the Son, and the Son knows the Father, and the Son can reveal the Father, the true nature of the Father to whom he chooses. They become like that, and you become like that. You become, wow, man, I'm learning all these deep things I could never understand before. That's how we got Johan, right? Johan was, couldn't go deep into now he's here, man. Look at Lalita also. Look at everybody. She's got the knowledge she was looking for. She was looking for this knowledge, and she was complaining. That's how I also River, that's how you can tell who's a greedy gopi, man. They are just, I want more, yeah, more, yeah. Okay. Krishna then he satisfies them gradually, sometimes quickly. Okay, what's the next verse there? I think we explained that pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good.
This is like, this is like playing Scrabble with words, but with the feel. See, in Scrabble, you only get it in your mind, it's intellectual. Here, you get the words put together nicely and rightly, like they fit, right? You make real words with real substance, and you get the feet. You know, it's like, wow, man, this is great. We take all these scrabbled words and conceptions in the Maya and then put them all together nicely, where they fit, like a puzzle. Fits this piece, that piece, and then everything gets more and more clear. Oh, that's what this puzzle is all about.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
O Lord, kindly look upon the living entities with divine benevolence. The descriptions recorded in the Madhya Kanda are like streams of nectar, which pours out into the ears. It melts the granite-like doubts and atheistic thoughts in the deep recesses of the heart. Please listen attentively with unflinching faith to the narrations of the Madhya Kanda describing the beginnings of the congregational chanting of the holy name. The entire township of Navadvip offered jubilant and loud welcome to the Lord, who had just returned from Gayadam. Friends and relatives rushed to meet the Lord. The Lord spoke sweetly to everyone, and they were overjoyed to see Lord Vishvambara return. They all accompanied the Lord, many of them going in front of him. They brought him to his house, and he began narrating the experiences of his pilgrimage. The Lord said, "By your blessings and good wishes, I could visit Gadyadam and return without any difficulties." The Lord spoke very humbly, pleasing everyone. They were all very impressed by his gentility. The senior members of the society touched the Lord's head and blessed him with a long life. Further well-wishers chanted mantras for his protection as they touched different parts of his body. Putting their heads upon his breast, others invoked the mercy of Govinda, saying, "May Govinda bestow blissful peace upon you." Nobody could describe the joy Sachimata experienced as she saw the return of her son. Upon seeing her Lord's face, Vishnupriya glowed with happiness, and her cloud of loneliness dissipated. The joyous news spread to his in-laws' house, touching them with jubilation. The Vaisnavas were especially happy, and they ran to see the Lord. To everyone, the Lord spoke very softly and humbly. Later, taking leave of them, he returned to his room. He took a handful of devotees inside to discuss the more confidential topics of his pilgrimage to Gaya. The Lord said, "My dear friends, I want to describe to you the wonderful places that constantly reminded me of Lord Krishna. As soon as I entered into Gaya, I heard the auspicious sound of chanting, conch shells and bells. Hundreds and hundreds of Brahmana priests were chanting from the Vedas. They glorified Lord Krishna and the place of pilgrimage where he had left the impression of his lotus feet. They said, 'Welcome to the holy spot where the Lord washed his lotus feet.' In previous ages, when Lord Krishna visited Gaya, he washed his transcendental lotus feet at this place. Mother Ganga has become glorious and holy by the touch of the waters from the lotus feet of the Lord. Lord Shiva holds that water upon his head with the full realization that this is the water from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Therefore, this place of pilgrimage has become one of the holiest and is known as Padodaka Tirtha, the pilgrimage place where the Lord left the waters of his lotus feet."
Can you read a few sentences back again? This is really nice part here. It's really amazing, actually.
They said, "Welcome to the holy spot where the Lord washed his lotus feet." In previous
generally people, they see like a Brahmin, they see, well, they have faith, faith that Lord Krishna, they glorify Lord Krishna, and see the Lord washed his feet there. you know. But so the Lord came here to show another level of that, you know. So the Brahmins say, you know, they're chanting the verses and everything, but what about the feeling behind it? Were they, you know, like it's just like pious, you know. Oh yeah, they have faith in Krishna up to the point, like Modika, like a lot of devotees, right? They have faith in Krishna, you know, faith in Radha, they faith in their names at least, you know, but the feeling is not so deep yet. See only with the feeling, the depth of this ecstasy, this ecstatic intimacy, this love, this devotion, can you begin to know more of a deeper understanding of that Lord. See, it's like Jesus, he goes to the woman at the well. You know, the woman at the well was one of these pious worshipers, well, sort of, you know, a little, you know, anyway, the bottom line is she's more at that level. She has faith in God and to go on, see God in the temple or go up to the mountain. And then Jesus said that actually you don't know who you worship. We do. I do. He does. See? So the Lord is looking for this worship in spirit. See, that spirit is this deep emotional attachment called devotion for the transcendental Lord. See, for that name. See, that's the idea of chanting Hare Krishna in ecstasy, is you're chanting the name of God, and the ecstasy is awakening. That's perfection. Now you're perfect. See? Now you're perfect in your worship. Otherwise, Hare Krishna, having this dry look on your face still, you know, and not the, you know, like that, then your chanting's not perfect yet. See, so the same thing, oh, here's the place that Lord Krishna's washed his feet, you know, and so it's kind of pious, but the feeling like that ecstasy of, wow, the Lord actually washed his feet here. You know, the bliss of that, the ecstasy of that, the depth of that understanding is not quite there yet. Okay? So that's what the Lord came to show. He wanted to show the glories of spontaneous, ecstatic worship of God in ecstasy. And that you'll see he's coming up. He's going to do that. He's going to tell his disciples. He says, let me tell you confidentially, you know, about I saw the Lord's lotus feet, and then tears started pouring out of his eyes. See, tears from, and so people, they thought, whoa, what is this? He's not just talking about the holy places. He's relishing the ecstasy of them, but while he's talking. This was a very rare teacher. Nobody taught like this practically. Nobody had such depth of feeling, because just like that verse says in chapter 1 of Adi Leela, Krishna became like a Raganuga Bhakti. He was looking in Vrindavan. He saw this devotee like this, Radharani, when she had such deep love for him, you know, basically Vrindavan Krishna and his beauty and all that, that she had such intense love that her depth of understanding was par excellence. Nobody understood him so deeply because of the strength of her love. Nobody else had that level, that depth. See, so the Lord came here to give that kind of love to people, so you would feel extraordinary feelings just chanting God's name, meditating on God. Extraordinary feeling, like you see in Lalita Ganga. Amazing example. You know, she can chant the verses and the amazing feelings come up like this. Where do you see that? To me, that's why I say that's teaching, man. I can't. Look at me, dry as a bone, man. You know, and she just opens her mouth and relishes these mellows. That's why she's my guru, man. You know, I'm learning devotional service from her. You know, she's teaching like Lord Chaitanya taught. See? So, you know, we all can learn something there. It's a gift, a special gift from Radha and Krishna, because she's devoted. You want to learn how to be a serious devotee? Learn from her. She'll laugh a lot. See, that's real. That's the seriousness of Vrindavan. This laughter, holy laughter, man. Yeah. So, yeah, this is, you know, this is the Lord came to show this stuff. Where did Radhe go? She went to the bathroom, right?
Bathroom. I
Who's
can
that?
continue a little piece if you want to.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, good. Continue.
Welcome to the holy spot where the where the Lord was where the Lord was his
Now
lotus
that's
feet.
teaching, man. We should all want to teach.
In previous ages, when Lord Krishna visited Gaya, he washed his resident at the lotus feet. At
See, the
this place,
Brahmins were not speaking like that. See, he was speaking when he spoke to his disciples. You'll see that's coming. I'm sorry, I got ahead of the story, but he was speaking like she's speaking like that. It's so relishable. The names, the Radharani just rushes up to meet them. That's when you're a temple of Radha and Krishna. Is that so hard to understand? You need this is glorious. What's going on here is glorious. You know, it's glorious. You're seeing Radha and Krishna living in the temples here. You know, the devotees chant Krishna's name and his pastime, see their true conception, and Radha runs up in their heart in the form of this ecstatic devotion to meet Krishna. Boy, now you're a maidservant. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a fantastic teaching of a gift of God to say, oh, here's how easy it is. Just chant this mantra and love of Krishna. Radha will run up to meet the name, man. And every day you'll just want to chant more. You get more realizations, revelations, and all this. That's what we're teaching here. Is it that hard to understand? Hey, this is being in the real line. You learn this. Like Lord Chaitanya he heard from his guru. His guru is bona fide, obviously. And then the Lord started chanting the mantra because of his association with the real guru. And he started to laugh and cry, and all these wonderful symptoms started to awaken. He goes to his guru, what kind of mantra did you give me? It's driven me insane. I chant this name, this Hare Krishna Maha mantra, and I feel like I laugh, I cry, I choke up, and all these wonderful things are happening. What kind of mantra did you give me? It's driven me mad. See, that's why we got to explain these things a little bit. People think, what is this madness? See, you need help, you know? No, we got the help we need, man. You need this. We got to tell you, teach you, show you the glories of chanting like this. Show you what Lord Chaitanya came to impart to this world, so you can be clear about where the real path is. Where is that? Where is the end of the rainbow with the pot of treasure? Hey, that's what this word is all about here. That's what this ecstatic worship is all about here. To show where the treasure is, to give them light, to the sun, to be sons in this world of darkness. Everybody's going here. Can you see? The more you get into this, the more you see, like, wow, everybody's bumping into walls. They don't know. Gurus, religion, ISKCON devotees, ISKCON gurus are just bumping into walls. And they don't believe this. We're shouting to the Lord, come on, man, wake up. It's this simple. This is the essence. Come into this association, become an ecstatic devotee like Lord Chaitanya. This is the real line. We're doing the real work here. It's true. We got Prabhupada's order, Krishna's blessing. Those who come here will get his darshan like that easily. Go ahead there.
Radhe? You don't have to chant so much. So.
No, I want Lalita to read a little bit.
Okay.
In previous ages, when Lord Chaitanya, when he visited Gaya, he washed his residential lotus feet. At this place, Mother Ganga has become glorious. Glorious and holy by the touch of the waters from the lotus feet of the Lord.
These are the waters, my friends. This ecstatic devotion is the waters that have touched the lotus feet of the Lord, touched his pastimes, or that's his pastimes. See, those waters is from the belly. Living waters will come up. This is rising of Krishna. See, it's always the same thing. This is so important for humanity to learn, to understand, because this is how you transcend this material world. Otherwise, it's going to be like this in some lifetime again. Yeah. Okay. You don't have to tell me these things. Just they're having problems. So what? Yeah. See, when I'm preaching, I don't need to know. They just say, get off. So what? Get out of this friggin' etiquette stuff. What are you afraid? Just like, you think I care about this? I just care about Krishna. That's all.
It's all about etiquette.
Okay, don't give me etiquettes. That's in the way. Sorry, I get a little intense about this. Yeah. So it's all about this. The waters that came to touch the feet. See, the waters is this devotion. You notice in the tarot cards they talk about the waters emotion. This emotion is transcendental, man. This is rare stuff. This emotion. That's why everybody goes, what's going on there? What's going on? This looks weird. Yeah, because you've never seen. This is gold, man. You've never seen. You've seen gold. You know what that is, but you haven't seen this gold. It's outside. So we're showing you this. And that's why we show and tell. We talk and glorify this. It's gold. Go ahead there, golden one.
Wow. No, oh my God, this is so. Oh, Lord Shiva holds that water upon his head.
Yeah, see, that's the worship. This is proof he's a gopi, man. See, that water is Radharani. See, that devotion. He's saying, this is Holy Spirit. Even Christians get an idea of that. They worship basically Radharani. They don't know it, it's Radharani. They're Holy Spirit to them. Holy Spirit, it's the same qualities. Krishna said, Uddhava asked, who are my devotees? A lot of people are offensive to real devotees. They don't even know it. And that's why they can't chant like we chant. See, we understand, many of us, what Krishna is meaning because of this devotion. These waters are swirling around in us. Lord Krishna, Uddhava said, how do I know who your real devotees are? And Lord Krishna says, not all my devotees know exactly who I am, what I am, how I exist. But if they worship me with these swirling waters of devotion, if they worship me with loving devotion, ecstatic love of devotion, they're the best of my devotees. That's how the Lord is looking at. See? That's why people, if they're a real Christian and these waters of devotion are awakened and they rush and they read the Bible, I met people like this. They read the words of ecstatic devotees like Saint Paul. And even I tell you, he was very ecstatic. He was like, here, you got to be like St. Paul. Otherwise, step aside, man. We'll show you what it is to be like St. Paul. You people come and they be like this. You need some help. Well, St. Paul was like that too, amongst his god brothers, in the Pharisees. What's he talking about? Yeah. Well, he was a spirit-filled worshiper. Therefore, he had deep revelations and realizations. Look at all the letters. His letters keep Christians alive. I used to read those letters all the time. I loved them. Corinthians and all this. I loved his faith in Christ and spirit-filled words. That's how it is, man. And so Krishna says, they're the best of my devotees. So St. Paul is the best of his devotees. Jesus is the best of his devotees. Peter, all these saints are the best. They have this Holy Spirit devotion. See, Haridas is the best of the Lord's devotees. See, they have this ecstatic water. See, this confidential teaching. This water is not a mode of goodness water, man. This water is transcendental. That's what we prove here, man. Look at Lalita. That water is spiritual, man. Anybody says anything about that water being something else, I'll be right there. The club. And the Sudarshan Chakra cut their preaching off. You know, I'm the guard.
He holds that water upon his head with the full realization that this is the, the water from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna.
See, it's so rare that even when you got it, you know, it took me a while to get confidence. All these people were like that guy, you know, trying to illusion me. And some, you know, sometimes I stop believing in it. You know, see, full realization. That's what I finally got. I thought, what is these people? I went to Narayan Raj. Oh, that's only shadow. Don't believe it. It's not real. You know, oh, this is the real thing. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't see the same results. That's the thing. See, you got to become full realization. Do you see how important that is? That's why people are protected here. You get a little of this ecstasy in ISKCON, they'll throw you out of the temple. They don't have full realization how they just have the name of Radha. Oh yeah, we worship Radha and Krishna. But if Radha and Krishna start racing in your temple, you know, rising up, if Radha's rising up into the point of tears and ecstasy, oh, get out of here, man. That's not our Radha. See, they have a different conception. They don't have the full realization like Shiva, like devotees here are getting. That's why, hey man, you got to stand up for something, otherwise you're going to fall for everything, right? Hey, I love standing up for this truth and this ecstasy and these conclusions, man, because I stand up for this, everything goes down. See, no, everything falls down for this. Ultimately, you'll see. This is, this is powerful. This is what took a whole lifetime up to this point to get convinced and clear about how glorious this is, how rare it is.
Therefore, this place of pilgrimage has become one of the holiest and is known as Padodaka Tirtha.
See, that's what you need to be looking for. See, where the waters are rising up in a devotee like Shiva. Like Shiva. If you're not like Shiva, step aside. We'll show you like Shiva, man. We'll show you like Shiva, man. We'll read the pastimes, we'll chant them, and ecstasy will rise up to meet those lotus feet of the Lord and wash them with the tears from our eyes and the holy laughter. See, now that's real holiness. That's why it becomes sacred. That's why, Bhakti Siddhanta said, wherever Harikatha is spoken like this, becomes a holy place of pilgrimage. Just like that, right? Like in the book, you got to see that somewhere. We do this every day, man. No wonder we don't give it up. We found a place to take a real bath, man. A full service bath. Inside and outside is cleansed. Inside the cup and the outside. Hey, place, isn't that amazing? We got a place like that here. Yeah. This is why this is a holy place. That's why we come every day. We prove this is a holy place. What can attract devotees who laugh and cry when they chant Krishna's name other than a place like this to come further? Already, look at this, 2 hours and 10 minutes already. Go ahead.
Yeah, therefore, the pilgrimage place where the Lord, where he left the waters of his lotus feet. As soon as the Lord repeated the name of Gaya Dama and Pada Padma Tirtha, his remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu intensified.
Yeah, you see how he's remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. See, lotus feet of the Lord, and then he says the pastime. That's the lotus feet of the Lord, is that pastime where the Lord came and washed his feet. He remembers that and the ecstasy arises. This is what that's the essence of what he came here to do and to teach and to distribute in the world. That's called attachment for Krishna, Bhakti Lata Bish. And anybody who gets this, oh, you're very fortunate. Most fortunate. This is only given in the real line. Even to the unqualified, even to those, look at all the karma people have had. You know, look, Lolita, she was carrying a big load of motor goodness, man. Big load. And then the Lord gave her the ecstasy right off. Did you remember? Like just so, like within a week, and just, oh, great. Now I can unload the camel, unload her, she was like a donkey carrying around all this. I gotta serve until I die, death, death by service in the mode of goodness, man. Give me another paralyzed guy to serve, all my life, Clean toilets. How many more toilets out there to clean? Isn't this a better way to clean toilets? I mean, isn't this great? You just sit there and chant, and God does everything. Krishna does it all.
With
People,
holy water now.
yeah, all the toilets come and say, "Yeah, we're ready to be cleaned." Yeah. We just listen to Lilita Ganga, and hear ecstasy. We're all toilets, We just come and listen to ecstatic chanters, man.
As soon as the Lord repeated the name of Kayadama and Pada Padma Tirtha, his remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu intensified. And incessant streams of tears poured down from his eyes. He became extremely restless. Unable to control his spiritual emotions.
See, this is why I always was attracted to this Lord. Dude, I don't know. I didn't know why exactly. Oh, this seemed very attractive to me when I first came to ISKCON in 1980. I read this book. I was like, wow, man, I don't know, man. I'm feeling this. I feel like I want to be with this person. This somehow I just knew this was real, and that was my journey. Was really starting to get going, man. I started to understand what Jesus was talking about. I did when I had these ecstatic experiences with Jesus Christ. It wasn't clear because it wasn't clear in the Bible. It wasn't clear in association. They're all, I just was not, it was not so clear until I got Prabhupada's books. It started to get clear. Oh, the glories of this ecstatic worship. Oh, this, I see. I felt it. I experienced it, but I needed knowledge, more knowledge, like Lalita would say, knowledge. And then when that knowledge comes, then that's called Siddhanta or theology, man. Man, it's unbreakable. Because then you got Radha and Krishna going in your life, in your temple. Radha and Krishna are here, man. They're doing rasa dancing every day here. This is all rasa dancing. This is sadhu sangha. This will get the whole world clear about what's really real, what's really important, what's really lasting, and that's the eternal life. Jesus says, "I have life. I can give it to you abundantly." Well, you got to be like Jesus. I think we're given life here abundantly all the time, man. I'm living on this. You guys are living on it. You become life givers here, life savers. You never seen life savers? Not the round variety. Life saver. That's the world. That's the illusion. They're a life saver. You go round and around and around and around and around. Chasing your friggin' tail. That's a false lifesaver. Here we just throw you and dunk you. They just throw your whole body, awaken the spiritual, throw it in the ocean of this nectar. See, and you drown in this and then awaken. This is what it's about, this is, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, boys. Streams of tears poured down from his eyes. He became extremely restless, unable to control his spiritual emotions.
Streams of tears. See, streams of tears, streams of Harikatha. See, it's all the stream going to meet each other there. See, the Radha, see, we're coming to meet. A very emotional meeting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's why Krishna was thinking, wow, you know, this is very blissful and all this, but look at Radha. She's getting so much more because of this love she has. Oh, wow. There is a very beautiful meeting, but he became a Raganuga. He said, I also want to worship like this. That's our work here, right? We gotta all look at Lilith and say, oh God, well, I want to worship like this. You know? That's called spiritual greed. If you don't see a devotees having that, how are you going to want it? How are you going to want what's really true? How are you even going to know what's really true with all the no shows and the crying schools without the crying, or the gurus without the ecstasy that Lord Chaitanya and his devotees have? How are you going to know what is really the goal of Krishna consciousness? You got to see it in action, man, in the living temple, the living temples, the bodies of living devotees. Well, Prabhupada's living. Yeah, well, look at you. Ritvik's mean still and all that. Most of them mean. Oh, boy, do they like to blaspheme. Well, where's your demonstration, man? Prabhupada's in his books. Obviously, you haven't seen that because Prabhupada was like you see here, ecstatic and knowledgeable, and depth. And what you're getting here is what he held back. He didn't, it's all in his book, but we extract that and now give it to you. You see, that's how the real line, it's progressive. That's why, Prabhupada was ecstatic writing all this stuff about the essence. But we're here to preach that and then complete the process that he started from, say, Bhakti Vinod, actually, in the line. We're this is real proof. If you wonder, well, who gave you the title? Well, it's not who gave the title, really. It's who's doing the job, who's bringing people, making an extraordinary contribution to Krishna consciousness by bringing people from Vaidhi Bhakti level of doing rituals and rules and regulations into the depth of this kind of worship. Who is doing that is going to be a real acharya, because that's what's being done here. Sorry, we're just setting a very high standard here. What can be done? Krishna wants the standard be set, and he's using us to do it. So either you come up to this standard, or you're going to get really clear that you're on a lower standard. And anybody that Krishna gives intelligence, they see, oh, wow, I can have confidence in that preaching. Boy, that's really solid. That's our sadhu sangha. This is, we're not only alone here, we're right there on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, making people twitch. And it's holy twitching. Here you get to go, you guys, you ever see the twitchers, man? They're getting this, and some of them are going, they're twitching, man. But that ain't the good twitch. That's not a transcendental twitch. They're twitching you but artificially. They're going like this. You don't know the adversity. That's all they can do. We make you twitch and you want to twitch more, man. Get more intelligent, more ecstatic, more easily twitching. Twitching for God. Like the Lord was. He was a twitcher. Oh, he was ecstatic.
So he began crying out the name of Lord Krishna. So profuse were the tears. So profuse were the tears.
Yeah. That's being born again. That's being born again, isn't it? Born again, man. Crying out the name of Krishna. Oh my God. That is guru, man. That is perfect. That is real sadhu sangha. Devotees who cry out, literally, not just cry and name only. Cry. I'm crying for Krishna, but there are no tears. Crying out from your heart for Krishna.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
So profuse were the tears of Krishna Prema. Love of God.
Profuse tears. That's another indication, isn't it? Profuse crying. Where do you see that? I only see it here. Do you ever see how many of these we go through every day? I have to have two, one for the nose, profuse mucus. And that is a spiritual symptom. I hate to, you may sound gross to you guys out there, some of you, but that's a spiritual symptom. Lord Chaitanya, look at her. She does it a lot too. I used to swallow it. Now I told her, get a hanky, man. and then you one for the eyes.
Wow.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have watered the entire flower garden.
Yeah. Yeah, watering the garden. See, that garden are the hearts of devotees, man.
Yeah.
See, they got wilted flowers in that garden. Most of them, they need water. And then all of a sudden, whoop, you ever have a plant? It needs water. It's just sitting there. That's everybody. They're all in separation from this, the real Lord Chaitanya and or who's Radha and Krishna. They're all, a lot of devotees. They're like kind of wilted, and they're doing the program and all that, but they're not really, they need this water. This is the only water. Only this kind of sadhu sangha can water this kind of bhakti. Not Vaidhi bhakti, because they want to throw people out. They threw me out so many times. Oh, don't dance in ecstasy. Oh, don't cry in the temple. Yeah, get out of here, man. Oh, follow the program, man. Follow our dry program. Just to me, it's dry. I mean, maybe to them it's wet. I don't know. But to me, it was like, what is this ritual thing? Just, I would get up. I'll tell you, this is how it was for me. And it's still like this for me to this very day. And I'm 68 years old. As soon as I was in the temple, I was, I'd get up at 3:00 in the morning, and all the temple commander would have to go out and wait, get up, man, do Mangal Arti, get up. And I was just up reading Prabhupada's books in ecstasy. I was just like connected spiritually. And they was, no, stop reading that book, man. You got to do the program, man. Everybody goes out. See, and nobody needed to get me. I didn't need an alarm clock just today. Like, I don't need an alarm clock to get up and eat. Could you imagine people, they live to eat food, they get up, okay, breakfast time, man. And then they think about lunch is going to come up. Oh, dinner is going to come. I'm thinking that about the name of God. It's always been like that. Oh, the name, the chanting, man, relishing this wonderful, we're going to have a rendezvous. Radha and Krishna, I'm here to bring them to have their rendezvous, until they meet.
Krishna is hungry.
Yeah, we come here to feed. I'm also hungry, man. He's hungry. I'm hungry. We're both hungry. It's why we have picnic. We noticed the cowherd boys and Krishna, they were together having a picnic. Well, maybe Krishna's the only one enjoying, but I don't know. I don't care about that. I just want to eat. He might be having a great time. I'm having a great time too. I don't know what his yoga maya is doing, but anyway, it's fun. I feel like I'm a person, man. It's like simultaneously he's eating and we're eating together very intimately. I love this, really. Man, where are you going to get such a intimacy? That's why I could never get it with a person.
No, it doesn't go that.
Just doesn't. It's not the same, man. That's how we can be married. I could be married. I could be in any of this or this, but nothing gives me what Krishna gives me. All I have to do is turn my attention to him. Sometimes I get I think a lot of us are like this. We got busy, and stuff and all this. But when we turn our attention to the Lord, boy, he's right there, man. Poof.
Other
Yeah, I mean, Lalita has to focus on Balaram for a while, cook his food and do this and listen to him, listen to his Vaidhi Bhakti talks. And 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 then she could turn her attention and know where she's really happy.
Where my shelter is.
Where her real husband is.
Yeah.
Luckily, Balaram's okay with that. I think
Yeah, he knows that. He's okay with
he
it.
knows he's going to be. He accepted. He's got to play second fiddle. It's worth it. You can't be the fiddler, man. The fiddler's on the roof.
He only wants a relationship with Krishna as well. So
Yeah, I know.
you
It's
understand.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's why he's with you. Yeah, dedicated. He's the best Ritvik out there. You're going to be a Ritvik. You should be like him. Okay, go ahead.
Uh, he sighed deeply, repeating Krishna's name. His whole body, his whole body was covered with horripilation. He could not control himself anymore, and he shivered like an autumnal leaf. Sriman Pandita and other devotees present, they could not remain unaffected. They were astounded. And see, this waterfall manifestation of love of Krishna. Tears welled up in the eyes of the Lord, and flowed freely.
So you see, they were intelligent, and we're here to help people become intelligent, to understand things as they are. See, these were symptoms of love of Krishna. See, these tears that Lord Chaitanya had were symptoms of love of Krishna. These tears Lalita has right before your eyes are symptoms of love of Krishna. See? So this is what Lord came to teach. This is why this is revival. We're here to teach the same thing, to revive this. Real crying schools in action. See? Real Raganuga Bhakti and spontaneous love of God. No, say, well, many lifetimes, you got to go all through these processes. The Lord Chaitanya ain't waiting here. We already got the blessings. We got the order, man. It's just you come here, you listen very quickly. Even though you're not qualified, the Lord will jump in your heart and you'll start making progress fast, quick.
What is this sight? They all thought in their minds, we have never seen the Lord acting like this. This must be the great mercy of Lord Krishna, that he has allowed us to see such spiritual emotions.
Yeah, isn't that a great verse once you understand that? This is the basis of my preaching. When I started, I came across that verse and in other places too. They said the same thing. Lord Chaitanya said the same thing, and I thought, wow, this is the good fortune for the world, is to cry and let people see it. I became really convinced, and that's what I was preaching. And I started and then Prabhupada came. See, I was doing that. I was crying, and other people were crying when I was teaching. And Prabhupada came and said, "Hey, man, this has my approval. You're doing exactly what I want you to do. You do more of this." Finger in the face. That'd be blissful, like that, blissed. Yeah, do more of this. Yeah, see, cry before the world. Lalita got the same realization, right? She said, all I need to do is cry and relish these mellows. Best class she ever did recently. Well, it's always the best class, always better one. But even, others coming, they come, wow, this was so good. Yeah, why? Because she's following the way that the Lord in this line teaches. Now it's time to reveal what has been kept hidden. Whoever will believe this preaching, because it makes more sense. It's more in line. It's the fructification of Lord Chaitanya's mission. Is the fructification, is the distribution of love of Krishna? Yes or no?
Yeah.
I'm not, it's not going to, the Lord knew the timing, man. Yeah, you're not taking this down. We're not taking this down. We're bringing this up. We're standing up for this. This is the greatest thing in the world. This is the greatest preaching in the world. I'm standing up for you. You stand up and show a better preaching, where people are getting this ecstatic devotion. Show me, show us. Show us that you're not illusionists and not illusioning us. We're showing you that we're not illusionists. All we do is get all these blind bluffs from illusionists. Oh, you need help. Oh, no, you need help. You're just projecting. Projecting your own consciousness that you can't see, that you need help. That helps you. You get it out. At least you can look at what you're saying somewhat. People, that's what they do. It has to come out of them so they can see what they've been thinking. Otherwise, they don't see it. They have to declare it. And after a while, they think, oh, really? I was saying that's illusion. This was my illusion. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm so happy, Guru Maharaj. We are so fortunate that you got inspired to do that all those years, to show those symptoms. Just do it, even without having this disorder of Srila Prabhupada. Oh my God.
Well, actually, it came very fast because I just started doing it spontaneously because I was in India, and some lady that was my ex-wife. She popped off the train. I was actually playing the flute. I was playing a little wooden flute there, in ecstasy. I was just tooting around. I had nothing to do other than just ecstatically worshiping the Lord. I was happy, I was doing, just going around India, in this ecstatic state, and then my ex-wife popped off the train and said, well, my guru told me to leave. And he gave me this book, Chaitanya Mangal, but I don't understand. It's just a book, a bunch of words.
Yeah.
And then I read it to her, and she became this Gaur Prem awakened. And then, she went to her guru and threw her out again. Oh, you go to Gohari. He was envious. But that's okay. He actually did this a few times to a few different people. Go to Gohari Das. And they did, for a while. When he gets finished with them. Because it's like a Shiva. He was half Shiva, half. So it's, when they were ready, he would just, Shiva would speak to him. Oh, yeah, go to Gohari now. There was other devotees who were Shiva worshippers. Shiva sends them. Look at Govinda. He has that kind of relationship. He's here. It's a family affair, man. Lord Shiva laughed and cried and danced when he chanted Hare Krishna. I also do. We're same family members, obviously, right? You wouldn't do that. You guys are becoming family members. You're not thinking, ooh, that's weird to laugh and cry. You see the great glory of it and you preach it, man. Hey, man, look how powerful Shiva was. He could drink an ocean of poison because he laughed and cried in his worship of Krishna. Look at it. I get all these disciples now. Look, do you see me stressed or anything about it? No, as long as the ecstatically communing with the Lord, no problem. If that stops, lots of problems.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's this ecstasy. That's how you can drink an ocean of poison of karma from disciples. By devotees on the ecstatic stage, they don't like to associate with the world of matter. It doesn't matter to them anymore. See, but here you come here, the matter transforms into spirit here. You notice? And now we're a happy family, right? Look how friendly the devotees are getting with each other. It wasn't always like this. You had to get some purification to do it. Remember all the arguments, and still there's some little this and that, but that'll all go. People will see, wow, that's a real special family, very different. Look at the loving relations. They're not backbiting and all. You'll see. It's like Jesus said, they'll know that you are my disciples by how you love each other. You're seeing it's getting more and more better and better and better because you're not falling off the tree and rotting. Your fruit is growing, getting more and more juicy on this tree. You notice you're not leaving like these other idiots. They might not like it, but that's the truth. You just been illusioned. Can you imagine? Look at everything. Everybody's ripening so nicely. Why? Because the real vine is here and the real trunk is connected to it. I stay on the tree. You don't see me leaving, do you? I like your association now. God, you guys are a great boon to the world, boon to me. Yeah. Yeah, we work fast here, huh? It's amazing.
Yeah. After a while, the Lord became still and external.
Wait a minute. Johan told me not to speak when I read because it's speculation, and then took down my comment. Took down his comment. Oh, yeah. I don't know. No, I think no. So that's another thing. Check with me first before you. Even though the devotees are ecstatic here, still check with me first about stuff because they're not always clear. Still you're getting purified. It takes a long time, man. Long time to work. And not that it takes a long, you're already perfect. You're perfect. It just gets better, more refined, more and more clarity. But this goes on forever. So check with Guru first. Because I would give a different, no, I like what you say. You should keep talking. Just be natural, River. Yeah, and check with me, everybody, because sometimes you go and check with my disciples. Rade checked with somebody else and did what I would consider the opposite of what I would do, and so it's just check with while the guru's here. What do you got, man? Check it with others and the devotees, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. But check if the guru is alive and here. Why wouldn't you? Don't just believe they're ecstatic and then they give me the right answer. Well, then maybe it's okay or pretty good, but I'll tell you, it'll be better if you check it out with Guru. Because the Lord, to be this kind of spiritual master is not possible on our own. It's, like I can't do what Lalita does, how she does it. It's a special gift that she's given by the Lord. Same thing with my job, what I'm doing. You can't just do it until it's time, and then the Lord will empower you to do it. And the power to know what I know, same thing like that. So the Lord is a special gift, and we just honor it. So if you need some advice or anything, check it with the devotees. But really, I mean, I'm here. You could send me a friggin' email, man, and you might save you some grief. So I just want to repeat that again because it keeps coming up. People keep doing that thing. Yeah, sometimes we have. You don't know. Sometimes we might even have some putanas hiding out in the Sangha. You know how in Krishna's pastimes, there was a little demon parts. The demons would come and imitate that they were actually part of the group, cowherd boys. And Krishna could see the little subtleties and how they were taking out one by one the cowherd boys, the real friends of Krishna, because they would, listen to this false friend, So we've had that happen here. That happens sometimes. So always check with me too, on these things. Okay. I'm thinking. Yeah, go ahead. Read.
After a while, the Lord became still and external consciousness returned to him. He began to speak again. My dear friends, please return to your homes today, but I want to see all of you tomorrow again and discuss very confidentially in a solitary place. I want to disclose the deep sadness in my heart. Sriman, you come early to Suklambara, Brahmachari's house, with Murari and Sadasiva. Everybody returned to their houses, and the Lord became engrossed in his own world.
Yeah, and so it's so important. See, the Lord says, "I want you to come confidentially, come, and and I want to tell you about my unhappiness and my grief and all that stuff." But that's how you get this. You got to hear the transcendental emotions from the devotees in these deep emotional ecstatic states, and that's the only way to get this. It's an energy, a potency. Just like in India, they call this Shakti, not this, but another energy, the more Mayavadi variety, Shakti Pad. You get this Shakti, it gives you a spiritual experience. So this is like Bhakti Pad. You need to be around devotees whose vibration are on the level of ras, transcendental emotion. See, transcendental mellows, they're relishing. You got to associate with them, hear from them, hear their emotional talks. Yeah, and then you rise to that level easily. So the Lord needed to do this. And so he did it at first with his confidential devotees. Okay? And then later, publicly, he just. Go ahead.
He now lost all his taste for anything mundane. Satyavati could not understand the new transformation that had overcome her son, but she was happy just to have him near. she saw she saw her son crying out Krishna's name and the tears of Krishna Prema, which flowed profusely from his eyes. The Lord cried out, "Where is my beloved Krishna? Where is my beloved Krishna?" This deepened his mood of separation in love of Krishna. All such activities of the Lord, they were incomprehensible to Satyavata. So, in great awe, with folded hands, she prayed for the shelter of Lord Govinda. The town was now drowning, where Lord Chaitanya was to reveal his real identity, and the entire universe swayed with waves of joy. News quickly spread to all the Vaishnavas, to all the Vaishnava devotees, that Lord Chaitanya was constantly shedding tears, tears of Krishna Prema, and they all swiftly gathered at his house to see him. The Lord, he acted very humbly towards them, and he spoke with everyone. he requested he requested of the Vaishnavas, "Please come and meet me in Sukrabhara's house tomorrow. I want to open my grief-laden heart to all of you." Srimad Pandita, he was extremely happy when he saw this wonderful, when he saw this wonderful transformation in the Lord, his extraordinary Krishna Prema. Early the next morning, Srivan went, as usual, to pick flowers at Srivasa's house. Where there was a jasmine tree, which was like a kalpa vriksha desire tree. Many flowers were picked from this tree. However, the tree would never be devoid of flowers. It had an inexhaustible bloom of fresh flowers. Usually, all the devotees met there during morning to pick flowers and exchange words about Krishna and his wonderful pastimes. And it's this way, Gadadhara, Gopinatha, Ramai, and Srivas. They would daily enjoy each other's company in the morning. And Sriman Pandita arrived. He was laughing with joy. Everyone greeted him, saying, why are you so happy today? Sriman, happily smiling, he said, certainly, there is be a reason. The other flower-picking devotees, they responded, then why do you not say it? Sriman Pandita began, very well, you must hear the reason. Something most wonderful and most and most impossible has happened. Nimai Pandita, he has become a great Vaishnava devotee. I heard that he had returned from Gaya, so I went in the evening to meet him. He spoke with everyone with a humble and very detached air, not showing the slightest sign of arrogance or insolence. And then he took the Vaishnavas aside and he began describing his pilgrimage and feeling for Lord Krishna. As soon as he mentioned the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and Pada Padma Tirtha, his eyes floated over with tears of Krishna prema, and his whole body was overwhelmed with ecstatic symptoms, shivering and horripilations as he cried out Lord Krishna's name. He fell to the ground unconscious. And when he regained consciousness, he repeatedly called out Krishna's name. And again, he began crying in separation from the Lord. A river of tears, like Ganga Devi, flowed from his eyes. After seeing such sublime love of Krishna, I am convinced that he is not an ordinary personality. And after he became still and self-controlled, he told us that we all should come to meet him in Suklambara, Brahmachari's house today. I should bring Sadashiva and Murari along with me, and he would reveal the torment within his heart to us. Thus, I have told you the reason for my joy and this most auspicious news. Sriman's words, they gave great pleasure to all the devotees. And they loudly repeated Lord Hari's name. Srivasa Thakura, he commented, may Lord Krishna increase our congregation. The assembled devotees, they appreciated the mood of Srivasa Thakura, and happily they discussed topics of Krishna consciousness. The joyous sounds that surrounded them were pleasing to the heart. The devotees blessed everyone, saying, may everyone be blessed by worshipping the lotus feet. of Lord Krishna. Srimad Pandita then left this Vaishnava assembly and he proceeded to Sukrabara Brahmachari's house. Gadadhara Pandita, who had heard the discussions silently while everyone was picking flowers, he also went towards the house of Sukrabara Brahmachari, while the others went to perform their daily worship of the Lord. Gadadhara Pandita, he thought, let me go and hear what he says about Krishna. Thus he reached Sukrabari's house. He entered and he hid himself inside. Sadashiva, Murari, Srivan, Shukrabara, and other such highly advanced, loving devotees had already assembled there. And just then, Lord Vishwamara, the crescent jewel of the Brahmanas, he appeared in the assembly. They greeted each other. They greeted each other happily. But the Lord was all the time engrossed within himself. As soon as he was in the assembly of Vaishnava devotees, he began reciting different slokas, which glorified the nature of bhakti, devotional service. He said, I had found my beloved Lord. But then he disappeared. In which direction did he go? And saying these words, he fell down. Completely paralyzed. The Lord embraced the pillars of the house. And he began to cry out, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? And then he fell down. The devotees became affected by the Lord's intense mood of separation from, from his beloved Lord Krishna. He constantly repeated, no Krishna. Where is my Krishna? Where is my Krishna? The atmosphere intoxicated the devotees. It made them sway and stagger about the room. Inside the room, unseen by anyone, Gadadhara Pandita fell down unconscious. The devotees lost all sense of direction and identity. Nobody knew where or who he was. And they became overwhelmed. With love of Krishna. And all external consciousness disappeared from them. The whole spiritual scene amazed Janavi Devi, Bodhganga, and after a while, consciousness returned to the Lord. And he again repeated Lord Krishna's name, and he began to cry bitterly. It was a wonderful scene. Everybody has lost themselves. Everybody has lost himself in an ocean of ecstatic bliss. Ecstatic bliss of love of Krishna. The Lord fell repeatedly and he continuously he lamented, "No, my beloved Lord Krishna, my beloved Krishna, where did you go?" And in this ecstatic mood, the Lord fell many times to the ground, unconsciousness, but no bruises or pain were visible on his transcendental body. Loud, jubilant cries and weeping in love of Krishna reverberated through the entire house. And Suklabhara's house became surcharged with the ecstasy, with the ecstasy of Krishna Prema. And after some time, the Lord calmed himself and he sat down. But tears of ecstatic love. Tears of ecstatic love flowed irrestrainedly from his eyes. And he's asked, "Who is inside the house?" Sukrabhara Gadadhara Pandita. No, sorry. Sukrabhara Brahmachari replied, "Your beloved Gadadhara Pandita." Gadadhara Pandita entered with his head down, and his unchecked tears flowed profusely in torrents. And this pleased the Lord beyond words. And the Lord said, "Dear Gadadhara, you are most fortunate and pious, because from your childhood you have developed unflinching love of Krishna. Because from your childhood you have developed unflinching love for Krishna. But my life so far has been wasted in the useless pursuit of material knowledge." And then finally, and then finally, when I found the most precious object of love, it disappeared as a result of my previous impious and profane activities. And saying this, the Lord Vishvabhara again, again he fell unconscious to the ground, and the dust covered his entire body. And later, his external consciousness returned, and then again he fell unconscious, totally lost in ecstatic separation. Totally lost in ecstatic separation from his beloved Lord Krishna. It was certainly the invention of providence that the Lord was not hurt. It became impossible for the Lord to open his eyes because they were brimming with tears of love. They were bringing with tears of love of Krishna. And the only words he repeated were Krishna's names. Just a minute.
Okay, I have to start doing some prescribed duties. So we'll end it here.
Okay.
Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora 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 Hari. Gora Hari, Gora Hari, Gora 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 Hari. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. It was awesome, man. That's nice.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
Yeah.
You are too nice. You are too nice.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody, I'm not sure if we're broadcasting on, well, it looks like Facebook is working. Yeah, I had a little internet problem. All right, so I'll see you guys later, man. Hare Krishna.
Okay, Guru Maharaj. See you later. Bye-bye.
See you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile.